The topic is about the batteries. So the batteries help in managing the right type and managing the power need efficiency across different applications. So as we know, the batteries are the electronics devices that stores and release the energy through chemical reactions. So and it will convert that chemical energy into electrical energy. So this was introduced in 1800s. So since from 1800, this is using when they introduced the batteries. So that time they used the zinc and copper disc. So that is the first battery it was introduced. And later in 19th centuries they used the lead acid and the battery denim cell. So that will help us for the initial lightning and some of the electronic application they used. So the parallelly they developed the two types of batteries, that is a rechargeable battery and chargeable battery. A rechargeable battery is the batteries we use it for multiple times to charge and use in the application. And non-rechargeable is we can use the battery in single time. So rechargeable batteries are alkaline and zinc carbon, and rechargeable batteries are lithium ion, lead acid, and nickel cadmium batteries. These are the two batteries. And to introduce these batteries, like as we know, we are used in the many applications in real time. And these batteries help us to manage the essential applications in the real time. We used for the industrial machineries and renewable energy storage systems, and even in the mobiles, watches. So every space we are using this. And the batteries, whatever we are making it, it should have the cathode and anode. So as we know, the cathode is a part of gaining the electrons from the anode, and the battery which have the chemical storage, it will convert the chemical in energy into the mechanic electrical energy. So that's how battery energy will be utilized. And there are many other applications how the energy is forming via the coal system and mechanical system. And from the solar energy, the batteries will have storage, different applications. We'll discuss the one by one. So whatever the energy that we need to turn the bulb in the real-time applications. So somewhere the application should generate the power. So initially it was established as a coal. From the coal, they used to burn. With the help of that steam, the energy will be generated. That energy is used to add in the batteries. And later the came into the winds. So from the winds, whenever it start rotating the wings based upon the air condition, so that time the battery will it will generate some power, so that will be stored in the batteries. And next is a part of the water. As we know, like for our households, the main power is supplied from different part of areas of the dams, so where the water, it comes from the dam. So with that force, it has some mechanical energy. That mechanical energy will be converted into the electrical energy. Later, the solar panel. So solar panel is a one important factor where the energies from the solar, it will be absorbed, and it will convert this to electrical energy. So whatever the storage of the energy from the different sources that we need to store in some batteries. So the batteries, it have lithium and the zinc, and different there are different substance chemicals which have, it will store the energy. And what are the how this battery works? As we know, uh, it consists of the anode and cathode, where the electrons will be flowed across it. And whenever we connect the external circuit, you can observe that battery is charged or not charged. So That is our primary working. And we can see the voltage by reading the voltage. We can see whether the battery is charged or not. So that is a one step we should be followed. If it is a zero, means then that battery is not charged. So like there are two ways of batteries. One is AC power and DC power. What is DC? DC is a direct current where it will be the current will be flows in one direction. So here it have a steady and stable electrons will be flowed across in the DC current. Alternative current is the current which it will be flow in the sinusoidal waveforms. So it have the flowing back and forth. It mainly whatever the our homes we are getting, it's a AC power. The devices like the mobile chargers or the TV, televisions, we are using a DC chargers. That's why we used to have a converters so that were you convert the AC to DC. So that is a main purpose. So AC, DC current it will charge for it will travel for short distance. AC current it will travel for longer distance, and it is a faster. And to understand about how does AC or DC produces, mainly it have every battery it have the chemicals. So that chemical it will be aligned in such a way the flow of electrons inside the batteries it will be adjusted, and the flow of the electrons or the battery mechanism it will be faster. It depends upon the electrons in the batteries. So AC power is typically generated by the mechanical generators rather than the chemical reactions in the battery. However, this AC power can be created from DC powers using the devices like inverters. Generally, AC power cannot be stored in the batteries. So that is the first point you everyone should remember. And moreover, the DC powers are the one where we can store in the batteries. And the other part is to understand there are different types of DC batteries. We have primary non-rechargeable batteries, secondary rechargeable batteries, and emerging battery technologies. So we'll go one by one to understand how these batteries will workers and what are the different chemicals they are using for the non-rechargeable batteries and rechargeable batteries, and what is the voltage it is essentially required. So that should be we are going to learn in the primary non-rechargeable batteries. The first one here we are using the alkaline battery and zinc carbon battery and lithium battery. So these are the primary. So alkaline battery is it voltage is 1.5 volts, powers one cell, and it is like commonly used in the remote TVs and flashing lights and some of the tires. The alkaline batteries and zinc carbon batteries. So like we are use it for the clock or radios and some tires. It is a low drain. Okay, so low drain batteries and lithium batteries it is often it is a 3 volts supply. So mostly it is used for some of the cameras and smoke detectors and medical devices. These are some examples. So as every battery it has some lifetime and voltage and where exactly we are using it. And next, coming to the secondary battery storage applications. So the secondary storage application, it is a part of the recharges. As we know, in real daytime, like real time, so we used the solar as in the daytime. So that solar, it will be converted into the electrical energy to mechanical energy or the chemical energy that will be stored in some batteries. So that batteries we need to utilize for the later use purpose. So rechargeable is specifically recharging of the batteries multiple times whenever used, and once that the battery is the percentage or the storage is reduced, again we need to reuse. Means the power we utilize and we reuse the again and again. It is a part of a rechargeable. So there are these secondary storages. It have lithium ion batteries. So mostly the laptops or the mobiles So we use the lithium ion batteries. So this is a one step you should aware. And it have the advantages is like a high energy density and low self dischargeable and lightweight. And next is a part of a lithium polymer, like LiPo batteries, we say. So this is also we used for the drones and the some of the tablets and mobiles. So even the batteries are primary application in nowadays to use in the real time. And next we have a part of the nickel and cadmium batteries and nickel and metal hydride batteries and lead acid batteries. So each have a different applications and usages, and similarly it have a disadvantages because whatever the devices that we are making and it have some chemicals in it, so it have a disadvantages and disadvantages. Advantages is for us we can use it in a real-time application, and disadvantages is the expire of the chemical storage or the oxidation, it will be reduced very quickly and shortly. So just to high level info to we are going it. And next year part of emerging battery technologies. What exactly emerging batteries? So because now we have a solid state batteries. Solid state means it is a part of a liquid, so where it have a the density will be more, and even that it can store some part of energy. And we have a sodium ion batteries. So in sodium ion batteries are L for larger storage purpose, and we can use for long day a long time. So and there is a flow battery. So flow battery is a part of a liquid electrolytes, so with the external tanks which flows to the battery cells during the charging and discharging is happening. So this is a part of the emerging batteries, like some of the different applications they use because for the long run. And to know the compatibility of the batteries, like we have a alkaline battery, lithium battery, and nickel cadmium, nickel MH, nickel lithium ion, lithium O, lithium FePO4, and solid state. If you see compare this, thus a comparative summary, you can understand there is a no means we cannot use for rechargeable, and yes means we can use for rechargeable. So you should aware whatever the product you are getting it. The batteries. So whether you need to use the rechargeable product or the non-rechargeable battery product. If it is a rechargeable product, what is the battery in it? What is the type of the chemical it have? And you need to understand what is the voltage it essential. So if you see the rechargeable have some voltage variation, and rechargeable have the different voltage variation. So you need to understand and to know that whether batteries are rechargeable or not. So if it is a rechargeable, you need to use it. If it is a not rechargeable, you should not use it. If because if we do non single use storage battery for recharging, it will damage the battery and it will damage the source where you are trying to make the recharge. So and you can use see that alkaline and lithium batteries, it also have some hours of once you've started using it, have some time where it will be used some extent, then it will be drained. So these are the common applications, like alkaline lithium we used for the watches and the calculators or the remote control household devices. And there are some other batteries like where we used for the cameras or the laptops or the drone systems and the medical devices, where you need to use the repeatedly and some part of a reusage things. So these are about the batteries, like how we use in real time. And there are many areas like where the batteries will be stored in different racks systems. So in the image you can see there are the rack systems which we have, and where they're used for the charging and discharging of the system. So instead of it is a kind of a battery backup where during the energy is provided, so power is supplied, that time it will be charged. And whenever the power is not available in the area, like area here means the house or industries things, that time the power will be utilized from these sources for some 3 hours or 4 hours of the time. It is a kind of a battery backup, like the you are using it is a part of the mechanism of the battery. But the things here, I mean, inside the battery, it have the chemicals. So the chemicals makes the battery which is a rechargeable or which is a non-rechargeable. So that's it about the batteries. So like next section, we are going to understand about the how the batteries will be used in the AV vehicle. And now the current trending is about the vehicles, whatever the vehicles we are using, like our mobiles, how our mobiles we are using daily as a charging and discharging of the components. Similarly, like the vehicles, the from the bikes, the cycles, and even the cars. So everything, buses, everything it comes under part of the EV system. Means electric vehicles where we need to charge and discharge is required. So you are going to learn more in details about and understand about how this AV system is working and how